something like that.
He was saying. He was saying.
And he has son, the man always be back.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he's a man. He's a brother, daughter or something. She's belong to the family. And I want to say, if you want to do discourse, then this one we did before.
Namaste everyone, please be seated. On behalf of Mr. Hanaran, Seeram, Singh and family, I warmly welcome everyone and thank you for taking the time to join and support this family at this time of grief. Today you will witness the last rites, the PhD sanskar of Mrs. Kaloutie Seeram Singh according to Vedic rites. I once more take this opportunity to extend condolences to this family and the extended family. At this time, I'll do the reading of the Sankar. Om Tat Sat Shri Brahmano Dvitiya Prahararde Vaivasvata Manvantare Ashtavinshati Tame Kali Yuge Kali Prathama Charane Pingala Nama Samvatsari Jyeshtha Masi Krishna Pakshi Budhavardhane Saptami Tithau Dhanishta Nakshatre Indra Yogi Vishti Karane Shubha Lagane Shubha Muhurte 1273 SS Erin Road, Pinal, Trinidad Deshe, Ayam and Yeshti Sanskar Prarabyate, with the thought of Om in the second quarter of the day of Brahma, in this Vaivasvata Manvantara, in this 28th Kali Yuga, in this first quarter of this present Kali Yuga, in the year 2024, in the month of May, in the dark fortnight, on Wednesday 29, Dhanishta constellation, Vishti Karane, Indra Yogi, at 1273 SS Erin Road, Pinal, in the country of Trinidad, at this auspicious time, 9 a.m., this Antyeshti Sanskar is held. We now do the opening prayer. We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the opening prayer. Shana Indru Brihaspati Shanu Vishnu Brahma Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmas Varisyami Vritam Varisyami Satyam Varisyami Tanmam Avatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May you, O Supreme Being, friend of all, the holiest of all, and controller of the universe, be merciful unto us. May you, O Almighty One, Lord of the universe and support of all, endow us with knowledge and power. May you, O omnipresent and omnipotent Being, shower your blessings all around us. At this time, the family would like to give thanks to the Supreme Being for His blessings upon them during this most trying time in their lives. Through the bhajan, Aaj mil sab geet gaao, us Prabhu ke dhanyavad. Aaj mil sab geet gaao, us Prabhu ke dhanyavad. आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। करते हैं जंगल में मंगल, पक्षीगण हर शाख पर। करते हैं जंगल में मंगल, पक्षीगण हर शाख पर। पाते हैं आनंद मिलगा, ते है स्वर भर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। कुएं में तालाब में सिंधु की गहरी धार में। कुएं में तालाब में सिंधु की गहरी धार में। प्रेम रस में तृप्त होकर तेरे जल चल धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। जिसका यश नित गाते हैं गंधर्व गुणी जन धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। At this time, I will invite Pandit Dhanra to do the Ishwar Stuti.
Let us join in prayer. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yaharantana Asuva. O radiant divinity, cause of all manifestations of the universe, remove all evils from us and endow us with all that is noble. Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagri Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asit Sadhara Prithivi Namutevam Kasmai Devaya Havishavideva. Om Yahatmana Baladayasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva. Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityu Kasmai Devaya Havishavideva. Om Yapranatu Nimishato Mahevatu Hidracha Jagato Bahuva Yaishe Asya Dvipada Shatushpada Kasmai Devaya Havishavideva. Om Yena Yaruga Prithivi Chadridha Yena Swahastavitam Yena Naka Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Havishavideva. Om Prajapate Natvadetanyanyo Vishwajajani Paritavahuva Yat Kamaste Juhumastano Vastu Vayam Syama Patayorayina. Om Sano Padhur Janita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amritamanashanas Pritiye Namanadhyayanta Om Agni Naya Supatharaya Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vedman Yoyodhyasmachuhurameno Bhuvishante Namokyam Vidhema. O self-effulgent being, all holy and know of all things, lead us to the path of goodness, to prosperity and knowledge, and keep us away from evil deeds. To achieve this end, may we always contemplate your divine nature and be always happy. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
I now invite Seeram Singh, one of the daughters, to do the eulogy.
Namaste, everyone. I have written and delivered many speeches and presentations throughout my life. However, by far, this is the most difficult one to date. One is never prepared for the loss of a parent, especially a mother. However, Vimy and I got our strength, courage, and faith from Mummy. So I'll do my best to honor her and her memory on behalf of our family. Up to 2017, she was known to us as Mom, Day, as the siblings called her, Auntie to her nieces and nephews, Bauji to her in-laws, or Kaloutie to Dad, her friends and colleagues. But in June of 2017, she became Nanny, and the rest was history. She fell in love with Aryan, and he became her little Boodoo, and she was his Nanny. Her children, her sons-in-law, siblings and husband had to take a back seat. And yesterday, Ari told me she was the best nanny in the whole world. Mummy fought down to the end with Dad by her side from day one. He was a companion for 42 years and caregiver. Her mind was sharp throughout, and she would make sure that the caregivers, nurses and doctors were on top of their game all the time. It was difficult for her to process Auntie Shirley's passing over the Easter period, and since then, she was not the same. Mind you, she dished out instructions to ensure that everything went smoothly for that funeral, which it did. We take comfort in knowing that both of them, who were very close throughout their lives, are now in their respective journeys watching over us. Growing up, Mummy and her family faced several difficulties, and constantly moving shaped her personality tremendously. She had a quiet confidence. She would always talk about Papa's shop, where she and Auntie Shirley would make mischief and indulge in too many sweets, as well as the many adventures with her other siblings. Before marriage, Mummy traveled a lot, a passion that Aryan has now taken over. Mommy was a career teacher for over 35 years, culminating in the vice principalship at the Avocat Vedic School. She was passionate about the children she taught at all the schools and was also proud of their many successes. She, like many teachers of that generation, had a sincere and genuine interest in the overall well-being of students under their care. I recall her ensuring that she allocated some lunch that she prepared during the week for students who didn't have meals and would take it after school for them. She would also ensure that students who were underprivileged had uniforms, shoes, and school supplies. Her artistic flair always came to light during sports day, when she prepared the hand-drawn banners and decorated the March Past uniforms along with Mr. Suklal. Yes, in those days, there wasn't the convenience, neither the funding for custom prints that we see today. Everything was hand-drawn or painted. Mom was the Red Cross patron, where she taught many children first aid and was proud of the many competitions that she led the school's teams to victory. There were many weekends and evenings after school where there were students at home practicing the proper first aid techniques along with Auntie Gita. Vimy and I were always being bandaged, and by now we know how to do a proper triangle bandage. Before computers and fancy fonts, there was Mommy to the rescue. She had the neatest handwriting and also wrote calligraphy. So, for every school prize giving, after she went to purchase the books and prizes, she would come home and patiently and meticulously write all the labels and pulling out her calligraphy set and supplies, which we loved to practice as kids. There was nothing Mommy couldn't do. And while she was petite in stature, it never discouraged her from being ambitious and learning new things. She even sewed our uniforms, and to be quite honest, sometimes there was more ripping than sewing. She also offered private tutoring after she retired, and to keep her mind active, she did Sudoku and crosswords. And of course, just like many of you, she also became addicted to the many Indian soups. We could not disturb her during that time. When we were very young, Mommy would make numbered birthday cakes for us, where she would patiently and diligently make each cake and cut out the shapes and then decorate it. That was until she realized puff and stuff was a viable alternative. While Mom had a career as a teacher, she also had a keen business sense, which she got from her father. She always wanted to sell Avon and finally got the opportunity post-retirement to do this. She and Vimy collaborated to establish her small business, and she would go to various sales and shows with Dad. Mommy loved plants, especially roses, and took pride in her garden. This is a passion that she and Dad shared. Mommy was actively involved as an executive member of both the Avocat APS district group as well as the St. John's Trace Village Council. She enjoyed going to the mandir on Sundays and was always preparing decorations or meals for special events side by side with Miss Pulmati. Vimy and I vividly recall her taking us along to yoga class with Mrs. Jagmohan and the rest of the ladies from the district group over 30 years ago. Yoga, singing, and playing the harmonium were her forms of escape. Mommy and Daddy did everything together. Now they are husbands and wives, but none as close as them, as they shared the same career, community, and social interests. She was always proud of our successes, and we are forever grateful for the part she played, waking us up to study, making tea and snacks, and continuously motivating us. When we were at UE, she would prepare meals during the week and freeze, and come up on weekends to clean our apartments. She would help us with our art and craft homework, and she took away the tasks and chores from our lives so that we could focus on our studies. Our annual family trips to Tobago were always memorable, as well as the drives to Kedona on a Friday evening. Mommy would come home after work, make bread and chana, or chow mein, or even aloo pie, and then we would head up to the movies. To this day, I don't know how she found the energy. There are many lessons we have learned from Mommy over the years. 1, the importance of saving. 2, being meticulous and passionate about your work. She was a perfectionist. 3, taking time for yourself and being mindful. And finally, genuinely caring for your family. Mommy, while we feel sad, we know that you are no longer suffering and can move on in your new journey. Before I end, I would like to take the opportunity to extend our heartfelt appreciation to the medical and administrative team at Live Health, and in particular, Dr. Padmore, who is there to support us in the final 2 weeks with her medical advice, soothing demeanor, and comforting words. Dr. Neelash and Dr. Hari Ramnarai at Ishtara Center for their medical advice over the past 30 years. And thank you to the administrative team, who were also very accommodating when we needed the flexibility. The many caregivers, including those at Live Health and Tender Touch Nursing Care. In particular, Joyce, who was her longest standing caregiver and confidant, and Maya, who was there with her during Mom's final few hours on Saturday morning. Pandita Jasudra, as you continue to perform a lovely service for us this morning, and the rest of the Pandits, Pandit Dhaniram and Pandit Basad, for your prayers today, and the Pandit Rabindranath Maharaj, who visited her early last year and performed various rites, which gave her the strength and the faith in dealing with her battle. And to Sati and the team at Boodoo's for making the entire planning process an easy one for us. Our entire extended family, in particular Auntie Kalu, Uncle Rudy, Auntie Pearl, Kavish, Roshan, and Naru, for their unwavering support in making sure that Daddy felt at ease, knowing everything at home was taken care of while he was away with Mom for the past 15 months. And to everyone who visited, called, messaged, and sent their well wishes, thank you. Namaste.
At this time, I will do one of her very favorite bhajan, Karke Swikar Prabhu. I was told that she'd love to listen to this bhajan, and it says, accept my offering as an offering unto you, O Lord, and make it an eternal song of love. Become my beloved friend, and let love flow between the two of us. So in her last days, she was bringing herself very close to the Lord. What more could she want but to become the beloved friend of the Lord? Karke svikar Prabhu, mera geet amar kar do, ban jao गीत अमर कर दो। इस महिमा में जग में है लाखों यहाँ बंधन, थक हार गया हूँ मैं, सह करके उत्पीड़न, आया हूँ बार तेरे, मेरी जीत अमर कर दो। आया हूँ द्वार तेरे, मेरी जीत अमर कर दो। करके स्वीकार प्रभु, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। मन रूपी वीणा की सब तारे टूट गए, जो आशा थी इनसे मुझे, वो आशा छूट गए। झनकृत करके उनको संगीत अमर कर दो, संगीत अमर कर दो। मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। करके स्वीकार प्रभु, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। जग ने छीना मुझसे मुझ जो भी लगा प्यारा, सब जीत किया मुझसे, मैं हरदम ही हारा। दर्शन देकर प्रभु अब मेरी दृष्टि अमर कर दो। दर्शन देकर प्रभु अब मेरी दृष्टि अमर कर दो। करके स्वीकार प्रभु, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। बन जाओ मीत मेरे, ये प्रीत अमर कर दो। करके स्वीकार प्रभु, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। At this time, I will do a procession on God and the soul. Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam Yad Kincha Jagat Yam Jagat Tena Tena Punjita Ma Vridaha Kasya Sweethanam. God, Master of all riches in the universe, dwells here and around us, everywhere, in every region of this vast and changing universe. Therefore, we should, without attachment or craving, enjoy the riches which God has given to us and which we have earned by our actions. Do not be greedy. Remember, all wealth ultimately belongs to God. God is the source of our peace, love, and bliss. He is the source of our strength and power. In times of difficulties, sorrow, loss, etc., if we choose to stay connected to God, He will always be there to sustain us, to strengthen us, and assist us to move on with our lives. We are told, turn to God, live connected to God. It is the only way to attain lasting peace. It is the only devotion to God that can strengthen us and give us the courage to face the hardships of life. And I will share with you now the article on footprints. Not very long ago, someone I knew, her husband passed away, and when told about prayer, she said, I did so many prayers, and none of it worked because my husband still passed away. She said, the prayers doesn't help. But no prayer goes unanswered. Prayers do help. And this article on footprints will give us a little idea on how God helps us. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. He said, Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. And the Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you, and I would never leave you. During your times of trials and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. And so the Lord has been carrying this family for the past how long, helping them. The Lord was with them. The Lord was with Kaloutie, helping her. She had her earthly angels to her family. They were like angels in her life, helping her, making sure that she was comfortable and have every possible thing to make her life peaceful. God never withdraws his everlasting arms from any one of us. We live and move and have our being in him. We draw the vitality of his air in every breath. And it is his breath of life which keeps all of us alive. In case of losing a loved one must also take consolation in the fact that the departed soul will never die. The body dies, but the soul lives on. The soul never dies. The body made up of the 5 elements, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, at the time of death rejoins the elements. The soul continues on its journey to self-realization and God-realization. Since the soul needs a body to complete this journey, it will take many births, entering into new bodies until the journey is completed. Each one of us is traveling this same journey towards self-realization and God-realization. At some point in time in this life, we too will have to give up this body and be reborn into new bodies to continue life's journey. The Hindu belief is that death is not the end of life. Rather, it is merely a transition of the life force to another body. The Gita advises, as a man shedding worn-out garments takes other new ones, likewise the embodied soul casting out worn-out bodies, enters into others which are new. The soul, we must note, enters a new body in accordance with its action. Our scriptures tell us that the purpose of birth and death, reincarnation, is to give the soul an opportunity to improve its karmas, so that it may be freed from the pain and suffering and enjoy the bliss of moksha, or liberation. To achieve this state, one lifespan is not enough. Hence the reason why the soul reincarnates to continue its journey. Swami Sivananda said, death becomes the starting point of a new and better life. The Upanishads advises us to perform our duty, do our karma with determination, lead the life of 100 years, working hard but remaining detached like a lotus in water. Earn money but do not be greedy for it. Have children but do not get excessively attached to them. Do your worldly duties but feel yourself detached from the world. What is it that will help us most to move ahead with least obstacles, least pain and suffering during this journey? It is our good deeds and our strong devotion to God. Life is a yajna. Each little act is an offering unto God. If the day is spent in deeds performed in this spirit, we experience peace, bliss, and happiness. In each of our lives, there is a lifelong war that we have to fight. That is, we have to fight strongly against the demons of greed, jealousy, envy, pride, hatred, anger, lust, and attachment. These negative qualities pursue us and lead us on the wrong path. They cause us to be separated from God. We all came into this world as babies full of purity and innocence, free of all undesirable qualities, full of God's love. We radiated happiness and all were drawn towards us and were also happy. We were filled with God's wonderful qualities, one of the most important being love. But what has happened as we grew older? Born pure and sacred, one loses his purity, sacredness, and innocence as one grows into adolescent, youth, adult. One develops many undesirable qualities. The attraction of the world pulls us away from the God path. There is little contact with God, and we feel separated. We find ourselves facing many difficulties. Therefore, the sages, the rishis, have told us, before beginning each day's activities, it will benefit us to make use of the gift granted to us by God for our guidance. That's the gift of prayer. As human beings, we are blessed with the ability to pray. Daily prayer and meditation keep us connected to God, and we have the flow of His grace in us. So I close with this prayer. Om Sanapite Vasunavegne Supayano Bhava Sachaswana Swastai. O Almighty God, kindly protect us and ever engage us in good works. As the Father brings up His children well, provides them with good education, trains them to have good character, good manners and habits, so that they may always perform good actions. In the same way, O Lord, be kind to us and grant us the grace to lead noble lives. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. At this time, we'll have a prayer by Pandit R. Maharaj.
Good morning. So to put ourselves together, just glorify prayer. Any form of that divine to Bhagavan, we offer prayer to you. Obedient to Shri Bhagavan, I pray to you that my boot and trust accept me as your humble servant, and bestow your choicest blessings upon the departed one. Obedient to Shri Bhagavan, Prime Creator of the entire universe, protect or destroy all. Your glory it is limitless. It cannot be fully enumerated. May victory be yours, O Bhagavan, all-pervading. Be compassionate upon the departed one, O ocean of mercy, O guardian of the devotees of Bhagavan. Be gracious upon the departed one, destroying our sins, imperfection and sufferings. From you comes the incomparable light, which reduces the darkness of the night and of all our ignorance. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutation, prostration unto thee. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptation, to control our minds, free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger, and hatred. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Serve thee in all these names and forms ever. Remember thee, sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever on our lips, forever and ever and ever. Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha. हाथ जोड़ विनती करो कृष्ण देव भगवान। दास आपने ज्ञानी प्रभु करहु सदा कल्याण। आदि ब्रह्म ईश्वर हरे जग गिरि सर्जनहार। पालन परिकरत सभा महिमाय गमय पार। भानुदेव दे कर प्रभु लीला सुख नहीं मान। हाथ जोड़या स्तुति करो बारंबार प्रणाम। दीनबंधु करुणा सदा त्रिभुवन की आधार। मिश्र भाही मांगही वासनु आनयमान। नवम भोजने त्रम्रमाहुलिपा चतुर्बहु चामीकरं चारुगात्रं। जगत्रिन हेतुरिपु भ्रमृकेतु सदा कृष्णदेवायनु स्वामी देवः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो नमः। ओम तमेव वस्तु गोविंदम श्री कृष्ण श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय।
Thank you. We now have an open session for those who would like to say a few words. And the family kindly request that it be not more than 2 minutes due to time constraint. Thank you for understanding. So we now have it open for those who would like to say a few words.
Namaste. Now looking at the brochure here, and I notice why I teach our handwriting, I prefer read. Can I make you boy laugh a little bit? You're not going to do. You don't make him cry later. You know when I went to the, even though I'm coming here today to make a speech about contribution, I would have written all this last night. But since I didn't do that, they said the best speech that you could make in the world is a speech that comes from your heart. That's what Boodoo Prasad, Pandit? Right. And who taught me all this? See that guy with the mask there? He taught me from ABC till I leave elementary school. And what a licks he put on me. My bottom still swell. That's why I see I could talk today, because he teach me to talk. And I was sitting there and wondering what to say. And when I went to the wake the first night, for those of you who know me, I always make a joke. I was a kind of jolly fellow. So I had a few people around me laughing. And when I went home, my wife gave me a good scolding for that. She said, you went to the wake and that didn't get one? You had everybody laughing and there's a wicked one too. But I didn't tell her anything. But when you go, anything you say or anything you do that you can take the bereaved family mind out of this situation, that is a sign. You don't want to go there and say things and have them crying and say, God, she was this and she was that, and you're crying more and more. And you're sinking them into the depth of sorrow. When you say things or do things that make their mind just disappear for that particular moment that we are all there in the way, that is also satsang. So I just wanted to let my wife know that. Now, another thing, I can verify everything that the Eulogy has said. Why so? Because I live opposite where she lived. My house is just opposite. And who know your business more than your neighbor? Who know your business more than your neighbor? If they only belch, you know what they cook, what they eat. So I know the business well good. And they are not just my neighbor, they are my best friend. We were talking each time I see Teacher Hannah Ryan, I'll ask him how she's going, and he'll tell me this and that and the other. And it is sad when we lost someone in the village, especially like her. I'll tell you why. You see, when you get married, your father will bless you, your mother will bless you. And they say, I want you to go with your husband and live a happy life, a true life, an honest life, a nice life. A life that when I come into the village, I must hold my head high and walk and live that life so that your husband will also have his head high and walk. Your father and mother would have blessed you with those type of words. And I can tell you about her because I live just opposite her. And the thing about life is, you know, the song that said, Mera Jivan Kora Kagaj hai. He said, my life is like a white blank paper, nothing written in it. That is the type of life that she lived. Not a black spot on that paper. She lived a wonderful life. As I say, I live just from here to there. Never hear this woman quarrel with her husband throughout their lives. Right? They live a nice life, they live an honest life, they live a good life. As in, let's just say, is that already? Is that already? No, well, sorry. All right, you know, did I know that shit up in the US or PG or whatever? Anyway, my contribution today is when we lost someone like that in our village, we lost a great soul. And on behalf of my family, Jerry, we all are very, very sorry for your loss and hope that you live on and have courage. Thank you.
Namaste everyone. You know, very often when we hear someone has passed, the very first question we ask is, how did they die? Today I'm here to tell you how Miss lived. Miss lived a great life. She was a great leader. She was an inspiration to the younger ones, like myself, who came to Avocat Vedic School. She was someone that we looked up to and someone we learned so much from. One of Miss' greatest assets was her ability to reach out to the less fortunate in our school community. And I picked that up from her. And now I can identify, through Miss, I've learned to identify families in our community. I have learned how to raise funds. I have learned how to reach out to people, how to give, how to be a better person. And Miss was someone like that. Miss was also a great leader in the field of Red Cross. And very often I would get in trouble with my principal because I taught SE with Mr. Seeram Singh, and very often Miss would come and take the upper children to do Red Cross. And sometimes we used to get in a little conflict for that. But she meant well, and she was a very great leader in that sense. And like Vimy was saying, like Risha was saying, she taught me how to do calligraphy. Graduation time, prize giving, when we have to send out letters, take it to Mr. Seeram Singh. Take it to Miss, she will always know what to do. She was such a wonderful person. And all that Risha said, I know because I worked for quite a while with her. And when I now came, she took me under her wing. When she acted as principal, she was vice principal, when she acted as principal when Mr. Daliram wasn't there, she held me in such high esteem that when something would happen, she would come and she would discuss it with me. If she had a note to write, a note to send out, she would pass it through me because she had that confidence in me. And all that I gained through her. She was such a graceful and wonderful person. She taught her children, Vimy and Risha, to be so independent. You would never know those were Mrs. Seeram Singh's girls. The only time you will know they would belong to her is when they would go in the car to go home. She taught them such independence. Miss, you are a wonderful soul. 2 minutes is just not enough for me to relate what I really have to say. And on behalf of my principal, Miss Mero, and the staff of the Avocat Vedic School, we would want to bless you on your journey. We will want to wish you well. We know you have contributed so much. And to the Seeram Singh family, especially to Han, Risha and Vimy, the in-laws, the grandchild, we want to wish you a speedy recovery, if that is a word I may use, from this little tragedy that has struck. And we want to wish you all the best. Thank you very much. And namaste everyone.
we have no one else. We now have the viewing of the body. While the Brahma Stotra is being chanted by Pandit Prasad. So we'll ask you all to come in an orderly fashion. This way, view the body. If you can have a flower to place on the body if you wish. And then you go around this way so that we can finish as quickly as possible. So I'll now ask Pandit Prasad to chant the Brahma Stotra and the immediate family to place their flowers and malas first.
Namaste to one and all, to the immediate family. I'm sure you'll be staying gone too soon. अभी न जाओ छोड़ कर के दिल अभी भरा नहीं, but she will always be alive in our hearts. Namaste Satyate Jagat Karanaya, Namaste Chite Sarvalokaraya, Namo Tataiva Yamukti Pradaya, Namo Brahmane Vyapine Shashvataya. Tvamekam Sharanyam, Tvamekam Varenyam, Tvamekam Jagatpalakam Svaprakasham, Tvamekam Jagatkatripatri Prahatri, Tvamekam Paramane Shanam Nirvikalpam, Bhayanam Bhayam Bhishanam Bhishananam, Gati Praninam Pavanam Pavananam, Mahoche Padanam Niyantri Tvamekam, Parisham Param Rakshanam Rakshananam, Vayam Tvam Smaramo, Vayam Tvam Bhajamo, Vayam Tvam Jagat Sakshirupam Namama. Sanekam Nidhanam Niranam Bhavisham Bhavam Bodhipotam Sharanyam Vrajamam, Natasya Kaschet Patirasti Loke, Nachischitane Vachatasya Lingam, Sakaranamakaranadhipadipo, Nachasya Kaschet Janitana Chadipa, Tabishwaranam Paramamaheshwaram, Tam Devatanam Paramam Maheshwaram, Patim Patinam Paramam Parastan, Vidham Devam Bhuvaneshamedhyam. Namaste Satyate Jagat Karanaya, Namaste Chite Sarvalokasharaya, प्रदाय नमो ब्रह्मणे व्यापिने शाश्वताय त्वमेकं शरण्यं त्वमेकं वरेण्यं त्वमेकं जगत्पालकं स्वप्रकाशम् त्वमेकं जगत्कर्तृपात्रे प्रहर्त्रे त्वमेकं परमनिश्चलं निर्विकल्पम् भयानां भयमभीषणमभीषणानां गतिः प्राणिनं पावनं पावनानां महोचैपदानां नियन्त्री त्वमेकं परेषां परं रक्षणं रक्षणानां त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा विषय विकार पिता
Antarikshagam Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Rapa Shanti, Roshadaya Shanti, Vanasvataya Shanti, Vishvedeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvavam Shanti, Shanti Reva Shanti, Sama Shanti Revi. May there be peace in the heavenly regions. May there be peace in the atmosphere. May peace reign on earth. May the waters be soothing, and may the medicinal herbs be healing. May the plants be the source of peace to all. May all enlightened persons bring peace to us. May the Vedas spread peace throughout. May all other objects give us peace. And may peace even bring peace. And may that peace come to us forever. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.
Namaste everyone. We have now come to the end of this program.
Procession will pass, going to Suchit trees, and then taking Suchit trees and going through the back onto the highway, and then to the shore of peace. Pass it to the ring road.
Good man, okay. I mean, I know how things is, but
Trời ơi, đó là we try this one. Yeah, we could just win right here. Win right here. It's pretty right, so let's go there. Everybody could get the winning vehicle come leave with us.
And if let's see our goal one, you know, the right side me.
Alright, no problem.
The region before like.